Hey, what's up everyone? I just thought that I should make this video warning you all that if you are in the path of this likely developing storm to hit the United States, I thought I would warn you ahead of time that a major storm is headed for the U.S. and it may be another bomb-cyclone. This news has just been reported online within the past few hours. They are stating to take this storm seriously, that this is a life or death situation. Now, that was the warning from the National Weather Service, as quoted by CNN and I'm sure many other news organizations, ahead of what could be another quote-unquote bomb cyclone to hit the East Coast. The last bomb cyclone, which I'm sure you remember, and I did a video on that, and it got several results and several views, and I'm glad, hopefully, many individuals got to see that video and be aware of this storm before it happened. So that's what I'm trying to do with this video, is if you're not aware of this, and you happen to be living in that area on the East Coast, I just wanted to give you a warning ahead of time that this bomb cyclone, which occurs when the atmospheric pressure drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours, like the last bomb cyclone, it wreaked havoc on the Atlantic coast back in January. This new storm, dubbed Winter Storm Riley by the Weather Channel, is forecast to be the worst since then. And it could hit a 900-mile stretch. So this could be a gigantic superstorm, almost like a perfect storm situation. And just similar to last time's scenario, we have this really bright, almost super bright moon. And it is, they didn't mention that so far, but in this article from what I'm reading. But we are experiencing this really bright moon. And it's the month of 2 full moons, known as a blue moon. And we are having a 3-day stretch of this full moon, this really bright moon. And that happened during Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy, which, in all honesty, during that storm, if you look up all of the perfect situations where the high and low pressure systems were during that time and how they moved, it was a perfect storm scenario, coupled with the fact that we had 3 days of this super bright moon, known as a supermoon, and a full moon, and it happened to last for 3 days, which affected the tides, because the moon does that, and it created these huge tidal waves. We had extremely high tide, and the high and low pressure systems moved away from their usual positions. The pressure system that was over Greenland moved away. We're seeing that similar scenario playing out right now. If you've been following the news online from various sources, they stated that, I believe, the pressure system moved from Greenland, and they experienced record cold, and then they had a record warm up, and now it's getting cold again, but it is going to get cold again over there. But they had their pressure system moved. That's what one article stated. So these pressure systems moving out of place, and coupled with this storm moving toward the United States and being fueled by all of these perfect conditions, is very, very eerily similar to what happened in 2012 during Hurricane Sandy. In all honesty, as I was about to state before, I do believe that weather modification, and everything was too perfect for that storm. How everything pushed into place, and there was a snowstorm on the front, and these pressure systems kept it right there on the coast for multiple days, 3 days in a row, and it was just, all of these perfect scenarios took place during that year, and created this situation. I really, in all honesty, do believe, as I've stated many times before, that weather modification took place, and even affected the results of, well, That's not what this video was about, but it did affect the results at the time of the election, and several things were taking place during that time. If you remembered, during that time, this whistleblower had stated on the radio and on YouTube that there was going to be this October surprise, and that's when that Superstorm Sandy, that hurricane, happened during October, late October, and then the 3-day scenario took place, and it was one of the longest running times for a hurricane being on the coast. But all that took place. You can look this up. It took place, and I remembered it. I'll never forget it. I remember the entire thing taking place online and on the news. I remembered seeing it. And it was all too perfect. It was the perfect storm situation. It all played out too perfectly for it to be coincidence. That's for sure. I mean, I do believe weather modification had a major play in that particular scenario. Could it be with this one too? It's possible. I know that sort of thing is taking place now, but anyway, this new storm, though, that's just what I'm warning you about, that this new storm is taking place, or could be taking place, potentially within the next few days. So, this new storm, dubbed Winter Storm Riley by the Weather Channel and the National Weather Service, is forecasted to be the worst since that one, and it could hit a 900-mile stretch from northern Georgia all the way to southern Maine. So, this is on Friday and Saturday. This is from USA Today. With pressure expected to drop steeply Friday evening, another bomb-cyclone is a distinct possibility. Experts are now warning of flooding, strong winds, and heavy rain, with tides already high due to the full moon, as I was stating not above, but previously in this video, the high tides because of the full moon. Storm surges up to 4 feet and waves as high as 8 feet are possible. So, as I stated, this could be another one of those perfect storm situations, or this could be one of those situations that all the conditions are just right for a disastrous situation. Similar to 2012, as I stated, but not exactly like it, but very similar, eerily similar, when I do believe weather modification did take place then, during that storm. It played out too perfectly. But anyway, eastern Massachusetts and southern Maine are expected to get the worst of the flooding. Boston Harbor may see its highest peak tides since at least in 58 years. The Massachusetts governor has activated 200 National Guard members, and coastal communities are being warned of potential evacuations taking place. The National Weather Service is also warning of hurricane-force winds for most of Massachusetts. Meanwhile, up to 5 inches of rain is predicted for some areas, and blizzard conditions are possible in parts of Pennsylvania, and power outages and flight delays are likely in many, many places, and a second major storm. This is another important bit of news. A second major storm could hit the area in the middle of next week. Is it summer yet? No, they're stating that's the question. It's not summer yet, but we're having these summer-like storms hitting the East Coast. The article originally appeared on Newser, the website Newser, titled "Major Storm Headed for U.S. May Be Another Bomb-Cyclone." So, we're having middle of summer weather out on the East Coast, and right now they're dealing with this major snowstorm, which again is eerily similar to 2012's Hurricane or Superstorm Sandy, where we had the snow. They had the snowstorms and these extreme snowy situations, and they even had thunder snow, where there was lightning and thunder in the snow, and the temperature variations were amazing. The temperature variations were tremendously different, and then from the the variations and differences between temperatures, from area to area, as the storm was moving through, and the high and low pressure systems being so out of place and pushing the storm like magnets on each side, pushing the storm right on the East Coast. This situation is very, very similar, coupled with the full moon. It is almost exactly the same. So that's all for this article, but the fact that a second one could hit next week is also very similar to the way this is taking place. So just a forewarning, letting you know what's going on. I hope you're all safe, and I send the best wishes, much love, and peace. I hope to speak with you again very soon. I will try to make more videos and update you as the situation progresses. Stay safe. Much love. Peace.